Good day, all. We are all once again welcome to Abel Space. I trust we are all fine. Today, we have a very brief discussion that based on our family affairs or that based on our wife. And before we go further on this discussion, let's keep these two questions at the back of our mind. The first question is, what is the harmful effect of assumption on our family affairs? The second question, what is the benefit of good communication on our family's affairs? Then we want to watch this brief clip before we go further. Please, let's watch.
Babe, can I ask you something?
Of course.
Just yesterday, my friend complained that whenever her husband comes back home, he spends too much time in the car before coming inside. And she said she suspects that he's cheating. And then today I noticed you did the same thing. You parked and then stayed in the car for a while before coming inside. I told myself I won't assume, I'll just ask you instead. So tell me, why?
I'm glad you asked instead of assuming. Babe, honestly, I wasn't talking to anyone. I was just sitting there trying to breathe.
Trying to breathe?
Yeah. The day was rough and I've been carrying a lot in my head. Work pressure, responsibilities, trying to make things work for us. Sometimes before I step in, I try to clear my mind so I don't come inside with that tension.
So it's not about me?
Never. You're actually the reason I calm down out there, because I don't want to come in with that frustration and take it out on you.
Wow. I almost let my thoughts mislead me. Sometimes we just forget that even strong people need a moment to breathe.
Exactly. And communication like this, what you just did, that's what keeps love healthy. If something is not right, ask, don't assume, because assumption can destroy what honesty could have fixed.
You're right. I'll always ask first. I'm proud of us for learning that.
Me too. Let's promise each other, no matter how small the situation, we will talk it through before our thoughts talk for us.
Deal.
The message is well clear on how we can govern our relationship and marriage to make it an effective one. To secure it, we need to avoid some certain things as we watch in that video. One of those things is assumption, hearsay. Then we also need to avoid the point that this thing happened to family A, then it must happen to my family. Or this thing has happened in family B, definitely it's going to happen in my family. That is a very, very wrong thought. Look at that wife there. She said her neighbor, her friend, complained to her that her husband, and even though it was an assumption, she found her husband in a similar position, similar situation. And now, see the effect on the wife, on this other wife. She now begin, that is normal. When you hear something, your mind will have to calculate on that thing you have heard. Any small thing will look like it. And now, see how she applies sense by calling her husband, because she said even last night, upon your arrival from work, I saw you staying long inside the car. See, I hope it's not going to be the same thing. What helped that wife, or what helped that family at that moment, is that the woman used her initiative to approach her husband calmly, respectfully, rather than jump on the assumption that mommy Taiwo said the same thing. I've seen the sign too. If this is what's going to be happening, and you begin to conclude what you don't even know about or what is not exist. This simple fact has disturbed many families. This simple act has earned many relationships that started very brightly. So let us avoid assumption. Then when you see something that not clear to you, when you see a sign that you don't really understand, call your wife, call your husband, and this time around, not to apportion blame, not to point finger, bring the matter on the table. This is what I notice, this is what I sense, I don't understand. You see, what how can we adjust, how can we treat this matter? Then the other party, either your wife or your husband, will also chip in his or her own point. Do you notice that this woman will have ended up assuming very wrong thing entirely? The husband still for a while after reaching home inside the car to calm his nerve, not to come home with transferring of aggression. And he did that because of his loving wife at home. Imagine if that same loving wife now happen to be the one assuming that because we are doing this, because we are, what were you doing there and all that, it will be fire on the mountain. It is true that there is no family that is 100% fit or 100% okay. Yes, no one. But then each and every family can enjoy the peace that they're supposed to enjoy by managing themselves very well. Do not listen to outsiders. Avoid running to someone because you've seen some little thing happen in your house, you see some little fault. Avoid running out to somebody to go and report your wife, your husband, and all, especially even your families. Any small thing, your family and your house, bombarding the wife, the husband, threatening the wife, threatening the husband. That is not the best way. If you continue like that, your marriage will collapse. There's nothing you can do about it. But if you learn how to hold your family tight to yourself, whenever when you see the negativity, hold it and address it with your best capacity. Pray to God to help you. When you see the positivity too, hold it very well and pray to God to help you to manage it, because both positivity and negativity need to be managed rather than continue exposing yourself or inviting problem into your house unnecessarily. If that communication between that couple have not come up in that very peaceable and amicable way, and the wife just jump on the conclusion that it's true, he have started doing like that is Tomiwa over there, what would have happened to the peace of that family at that moment? In fact, assumption have serious effect on any and every families if you allow it. What are those effects? Let me briefly mention one or two out of the effects assumption can have on any marriage, on any family. The number one there is the stagnation in the relationship. The moment you started assuming for your wife, for your husband, the next what will happen is that you begin to refrain, to drop back from him or her. Even when you are not saying anything, when you are not fighting, that relationship will not continue to grow any longer. It's going to be remain stagnant. Yes. Then conflict escalation. Any small issue will lead to bigger fight because there's something behind, there's something underground which I cannot say out, which you cannot say out, but it's affecting you. You are thinking deeply over it. I'm thinking of it very always. So any small issue, I will flare up. Any small issue, wahala will happen. That is conflict escalation. Is assumption that is causing that between any couples. Then reduce trust. This is very serious. Once you allow assumptions, the trust you have for him, the trust you have for her will immediately reduce to like 70%. Going on, it will continue to reduce and reduce. That is why you might see an husband asking his wife, I thought you loved me before. And the wife will be asking to, I thought you love me. Is it not the same man I was dating back then? Yes, assumption has caused a lot of damage there. That is why those questions are coming up. Miscommunication and misunderstanding is another serious negative effect of assumption on any family. Then unmet expectation. Yes, unmet expectation, and that also will bring a lot of disappointment, what of emotionally disconnection. Affection can do more than all this. So let's continue to learn from this video. Whatever we see here on this platform is meant for all of us. Let's take it home and apply it where we need to apply it to better our family. Every one of us deserve to have a very good home, a sweet home. Yes, and these are the small small issues that are depriving many of such a good home. So let's continue to make use of this. Let's continue to send it out to others. If you have not subscribed to this channel, subscribe to it and let us continue to learn together. Your comment is also welcome in comment section as always.